So when I talk to family members, which I do, because for the most part, I deal with all of our intakes, I deal with all of our families coming in. Really my first thing I talk to them about and let them know is that, please understand that every bit of advice that I give you and everything that I tell you that I think you should do, that understand that I'm doing it from the cheap seats, because I'm not dealing with that struggle. I'm not struggling with a child that's addicted to heroin. And so I want to let them know that, they're stuck in a hard place. What's the right thing to do? And so number one, I actually recommend they get help themselves. There's a group here called Learn to Cope. They're based out of the Northeast, but we were housing them for a while, their meetings, and it's a parent support group and just a place where parents can come. And so I've sat in on a few of those meetings, and I was just really, it was an eye-opening experience to see the other side. And my heart grieved for these parents. But there was somebody in one of the groups that gave some advice that I thought was very powerful. And it was, whatever it is you decide you're going to do, whether you're going to be an enabler because you're the fear of losing them, or if you're going to cut them loose and let them fend for themselves, whatever it is you decide to do, because nobody can tell you what's right or wrong for you and for your family, and you can get people in place to help guide you along, but whatever it is you decide to do, you have to be willing to live with whatever happens. And so make the decision that's right for you. But don't make those decisions uneducated. Like, seek help, seek guidance. There's plenty of parent support forums and groups, and this Learn to Cope group is amazing. And they were started by a woman who has lost a child, and that was really what started that journey for her. But find the help that you need to help you be able to make the decisions. Because the truth is that mom and dad can want this so bad for their child, but if the child doesn't want it, it's not going to work. And so what happens is I'll have conversations with parents about how much their child needs this, and their loved one needs this, and this is the right program for them, and everything's great. And I'll tell them, like, yes, this is great, but I need to have the same conversation with your loved one. I need to have the same conversation with your son or your daughter or your brother or whoever it is. I need them to tell me that this is what I need and this is what I want. Because you can want it for your child, but until they get to that place, it's really a very large uphill battle. So my highest and best recommendation for any parent dealing with this, or anybody is get help for yourself first, and get guidance. People who have gone through it. It's amazing the perspective. And again, I remind them, I'm not going through what you're going through. I can empathize as much as I possibly can with you, but that's not the struggle of my child right now, right? I'm not going through this. I don't feel the pain that you feel. I don't stay awake at night crying because I've lost control. I'm not there. So, but to go to groups with people that have been there, that's valuable. And that's why we hosted those type of things on site, because it's that important to help people. I mean, this becomes much, much more than come to my center. This is more about, this is all about saving people's lives. But, you're talking about families that are devastated by this heroin epidemic, that they've watched it ravage the bodies and the souls of their family members and their children, and they want so desperately for them to get help. And there are some physical things you may be able to do. You run an intervention, you can, but whatever you decide to do, you have to be willing to live with. And so, like anything we do in life, we should make educated decisions. And part of that education is talking to more than one resource and talking to people that have been through it. And so, and it's a hard thing to do, and it's a hard thing to watch, and it's hard to watch a family go through it, and I'm not even emotionally invested in it, and it's hard to watch. So imagine how much more painful it is to be right in the middle of it. And so, you know, my heart breaks for families that are going through this. But that's my highest and best recommendation, and there are probably hundreds of places and forums and where people can go and get support and help while making these decisions.